Hello, and welcome to Coffee with the Wilsons. I'm Marquita,
And I'm Richard.
and we're back for another episode. Hope you missed us because we missed you.
You sure did. And we got some really good stuff for y'all today. It's a topic that my wife and I was really contemplating over and really kind of, I guess, stewing over. And it's about differences in relationships and how differences aren't always bad, but we're dealing with differences from the perspective of how, if not attacked immediately, how they can derail your relationship. But before we proceed any further, I want to give a quick disclaimer, especially for our new subscribers. Basically, what we like to say is that we want you guys to know that 99.9% of the content that we discuss on our show is based on personal experience. Babe, what you got for us?
Well, I'm going to say this. So, this topic, we polled people. We asked, what is it that you guys want to hear us talk about? And we sent out a poll to several people. I think about 18 people replied. And this was the winning topic. They wanted to know about dealing with differences in a relationship. And so what I'm going to start out with saying right off the bat, that there are pros and cons with differences in a relationship. So on the pro side, it forces us to look at situations, talk about situations that may even be difficult, but they also may enhance your relationship. They may cause it to grow. It may cause you to gain more trust because now you're having open dialogue about something that may be just a simple difference and need to be discussed. But those cons is where everybody needs to hone in, and they're going to want more information because those are the things you got to actually navigate. You got to actually use some wisdom. You may actually even find difficult and challenging. But I'm going to say this, don't look at differences as a negative. I wouldn't go into it in a relationship looking at it as a negative. We all have backgrounds, history, father's house that we bring into one setting to try to co-rule together as one unit. And so with that said, I would say don't make it like, oh man, she never listens to me. Oh, she just don't understand me. Well, that all may be true, but perhaps you guys need to talk.
And differences can be small things. Like we were also discussing earlier, my wife, if you didn't know that I didn't like broccoli.
Right. He didn't tell me.
I'm sorry.
You better get
Donuts. But here, wait, let me get some of this water first. Don't be laughing at me. It happened to y'all too. But here's the thing. I was eating broccoli because it's good for me. Not necessarily for the taste or anything. So one day we was eating broccoli. I said, what did I just...
I don't know. We were somewhere and we were talking to someone. He's like, I don't even like broccoli. And I was like, what? Because I cook it a lot, And he was like, I don't even like broccoli. And I was like, you never told me you didn't like broccoli. And so what it did was bring a difference because I love broccoli. This is a difference now. But what we did to have a fine median and come to a place of agreement is I can cook broccoli less. I can buy less of it. And I can have a discussion. Well, I'm kind of feeling like broccoli tonight. Is that all right with you? And he has the option now to tell me if this is something you want to eat or not. Or just make some for you, or just make some for you and the kids, and I'm good. But prior, I had no idea. I had no idea that this man did not like broccoli.
Rewinding back to about 2 minutes, man, I thought I was going to go to the Heimlich.
I was ready
But getting back to the differences, what specifically you want to talk about? We need to find some points that's some big differences. I don't know if sex or money. Money can be a big one.
Money is a big difference. Even discipline with the kids, because you're bringing both backgrounds, how you did things where you come from, how I did things where I come from. Even something as simple as saving. Everybody's idea of saving isn't the same. It's not the same. And
How about
so,
child rearing? Because your philosophy, when we first got together, might have been a little different because you were more strict than me.
yeah.
So it's like I had to kind of balance some stuff out, you know. But
Yeah.
and then not only that, our kids weren't really like toddlers and stuff when we got together. So
No.
we kind of like the Brady bunch. She got 3 and I got 3. But
With the brown Brady's.
the Brown Brady's. But she was more strict again. I'm more passive. I'm getting a little bit better, but I'm still kind of real laid back or whatever. She the authority, the disciplinarian. But it works out for us though.
Right. And even with understanding what confrontation is. Because our ideas and our thought process when it came to even confrontation was different. Me saying I don't like something didn't strike me as confrontational. But for him, that was a little more confrontational. I'll just let it roll by. I won't have a conversation about it. And me, I'm like, you need to let them know. You need to say something. And so we had to come to a medium. We had to find a place that said I can express that I may not be in agreement with something without it coming out negative, derogative, or demeaning, or judgmental, and still get my point across, and everybody's cool at the end of it. But that took conversation. It took mature conversation. It took, and also a process. This is not something that just jumps out and happens like a magic bean. You work at it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because you know what? I'm glad we brought this up because it's something, and I'm not going to bring up, I'm going to leave everybody anonymous, but it's something happened just today that can prove this point. My wife and I, we getting ready to do this video. Of course, you know, my wife, like, she don't want to be pretty, got to get her makeup stuff look good, but it was something happened in regards to makeup and stuff, to the business aspect of it. And her feelings were pretty crushed by how certain things worked out. But normally with me, when I hear it, I would pretty much leave it alone. But I got to thinking about it, you know, and this is where she's rubbing off on me as far as being a little more assertive, right? Because like I say, normally I'm passive, just lay back and just let it ride. But I said, you know what, no. So I called the person. I didn't downgrade anybody. I didn't point fingers at nobody. And I'm out of character. But I talked to him, and I let him know, you know, my wife was feeling this kind of way by how things worked out. And, you know, the person understand, and I let them know, you know, I showed them love. And then they talked and everything, and the breach was settled, and we good to go.
Right.
So that's a thing that she's always done, but now that's new with me. But it just worked out. It worked out perfect. Worked out great.
Yep. And you have to be willing to make those adjustments because we're all growing, and this thing that's gained when differences occur about trusting each other. It's like it's like doing a free fall. You gotta trust this person standing behind you is gonna catch you when you know what I'm saying. But if they're gonna step to the side, you're gonna go down. You're gonna go down hard, and that's gonna make you not want to open up again, right. Not want to share again. And so we have to approach this really respectively. That I'm respecting the fact that there's a difference, why there's a difference. And I believe in a lot of those situations, you can figure out how to be the solution just by having a conversation, just by talking, just by being honest and open about what's happening, what's being said, and being, really being transparent. And that takes a lot of vulnerability. I don't know how a relationship can be successful without it.
I just got to add something to it. Differences, again, not all bad things. Right now, while we doing this video, right, I got some, what's that stuff called? Cracker stew cooking, right? Now, if it was just one ingredient in there, we wouldn't be eating that stuff. But man, I don't want y'all to try to bite my style, but we got some butter beans, some what else in there? Lima beans, and then different seasoning. And man, when we put them over that rice, my God, that stuff is good.
Right.
But if we season everything exactly the same, man, what nobody want? What if we go to Popeyes and all they had in there was flour? Nobody would want that junk. So in a relationship, she brings a different flavor, I bring a different flavor, and we put all that stuff together. Man, my God, that stuff is good, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
We want to have the element of surprise, and we want to be dynamic when we deliver it. But I do want to say that don't approach differences as something that's bad.
No, it's not bad.
You want opportunities to grow in the relationship, and I think those are the things. I think I've far more gained growth from things that didn't go well than I did from the things that did.
That's good.
And so I would say most of my learning has come from what didn't work out.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
You know, life happening, things not going as planned. And so, you know, if you take away anything from here, if you need some takeaways, and you need to know what we call, what was the name we said? Wilson's perspective.
The Wilson perspectives, yeah.
The Wilson perspective on these things. We want to give you we want to say first thing you need to do is be quick to like get a solution going when a difference is brought up. Don't let it linger. Don't get in your feelings. Even if your feelings hurt, control them. We can do that. And have the conversation that's necessary.
That's what we did today.
Exactly what
Yep.
we did today. The next thing I would say is don't I wouldn't allow the differences to make you feel or to remain a sore spot. Take it for what it is. You know, we are human beings.
Right,
Stuff happens.
right.
We ain't gonna always get it right. But we value the person, so we're gonna value their feelings and we're gonna value the thoughts that's put out there and try to get a solution. You know? And lastly, I think, what was the last one? I don't even remember.
And that was a good one too.
I think it was just to be respectful. Be respectful. Don't downgrade.
Yeah.
Don't talk bad. Don't make the other person feel small or feel victimized, because that's stuff that go with you. It's like a scratch in your oak. It's sometimes hard to move past someone making you feel disrespected.
Yeah, because in the overall scheme of things, in a relationship, it's two people, and you're trying to navigate through life together.
Right.
So obviously, nobody wants to be on the team with somebody, on the same team with somebody that makes them feel little or less than. So you definitely want to be respectful when, you know, just put your self in the other person's shoes, especially when how you treating people.
Yeah.
I know with me, it's a big, I don't like people talking to me. Some people can put up with that stuff, but I don't like people talking to me any kind of way. That's I mean, I ain't finna box nobody. We talked about that, but I just don't like it. I see, to me, it seems unnecessary. So that's a good point, babe. Be respectful. Yep.
Yeah.
So anything else you'd like to hit on? This differences thing is just really huge. That's why I was telling her earlier that more than likely we'll probably have to do maybe one or two more episodes or installments rather about differences, because man, these people have different. And I'm gonna share this with you before we go off. This was years ago, and I don't even think I was married at the time. But anyway, a young lady came and was talking to me because she had just recently gotten married. And I guess her husband, just from on the sexual tip, right? Her husband, I guess he must be thought that sex run out. I don't know what he would think, but anyway, he wanted to have sex every night. And this lady was getting like, you know what? I don't know what to do with this joke. And I just told her just to tell the guy simply that she's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going there. You don't have to have sex every night. I mean, if you got two people that want to do that, man, swing from the chandeliers for all I care, but make sure you got both of y'all on guard with it, because if one person want to do that junk every night, and it ain't gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work. Whether it's the lady or the man.
Nope, because they start feeling used and mistreated, especially with a woman. We're emotional, and if that part is not being met, and you're just trying to meet a physical, we don't operate like that.
I ain't finna put no saddle on every night. I ain't finna do no shit like that.
Oh my God.
But just an example, you know, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Money, but like I said, this subject is so vast. We're probably gonna revisit this, because I'm pretty sure some points with other topics in regards to this right here we can hit on that can really bless some people.
Yeah.
So you enjoy the content we put out today?
I'm good.
We hope it blessed everybody.
And until next time, You've been with Coffee with the Wilsons.
We enjoyed it.